Thousands of businesses are being told they'll have their tax debts disclosed to credit reporting agencies. The ATO's relaxed approach, introduced during the pandemic, is coming to an end with just 3 weeks to go until the deadline for submitting your tax return. Good afternoon to finance expert Michelle Maynard. Michelle, what is changing for business owners?
So we know the ATO has been really quiet the last couple of years during the pandemic. They were more focused on helping taxpayers access the government stimulus measures, but in that time, business debt has blown out to over $5 billion. And so basically now they're coming for that money. And as a small business accountant, I can attest they are on the phone, they are calling, they are sending notices because they're trying to get that money back. And they have warned taxpayers that if you are not engaging with them, then they're going to start taking some more drastic measures.
So they're coming for the money. What action is the ATO taking and how will it affect businesses and also their owners?
What they've said is that what they are going to start doing is issuing notices to credit reporting agencies that businesses and their business owners have these outstanding debts. So if you owe the ATO more than $100,000 and you're not actively engaging with them to try and pay that off, those are the people who are going to have this reported to their credit agencies. The ATO have said they've already issued 22,000 notices. They expect to do another 9,000 next month. And by 30 June next year, they're estimating 50,000 notices will be issued to credit reporting agencies, which means those business owners are going to find it a little hard to get some credit from elsewhere.
What's the advice then if you're worried about debt?
So basically the first thing is don't put your head in the sand and ignore it. This doesn't help anybody. The ATO is actually quite good to deal with when it comes to debt, as long as you have a payment arrangement offering to them that you can meet, and you can meet any future obligation. So you have to pay your BAS or your income tax return in time. They've said do not withhold lodgement because you think there's going to be a debt. Lodge things and engage with them, and they are quite good at that. However, if that all sounds incredibly hard or too daunting for you, that's what your accountant is there for. They can negotiate on your behalf and take away that dealing with the ATO. In fact, if your debt is below $100,000 and you have a payment arrangement in place, you can actually do it on the phone without even speaking to an ATO officer. So engage with them regularly and make sure you're trying to address this debt, because if you don't, it can have further long-term repercussions.
So the deadline's looming. What are the dangers of leaving your return to the last minute?
So if you're an individual that is lodging your return yourself through MyGov, you have until the 31st of October to do that. If you don't meet that deadline, the ATO can actually fine you. It's over about $200 per 30 days that you are late, and if there is a debt payable, they will input interest on that. If you are lodging through an accountant, you have until May next year, which gives you a little bit longer. But the thing here is make sure you get your return lodged, you're including all of the correct information, and if you have a debt, engage with the ATO. They'd be willing to listen and organise a payment arrangement for you.
Always appreciate your expertise, Michelle Maynard.
Thanks, Mon.